Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys. Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens. I'm Ronnie and that is Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. What are you doing?
Good.
How's your Monday going so far? Welcome back to Los Angeles.
Thank you. It feels wonderful to be back here. I'm just really enjoying the warm air and the LA of it all. Feels great to be back. How's your Monday going?
Good so far. Don't ruin it. Just kidding. It's going good. Had a great weekend. It was my friend Suna's birthday, so that was fun. Did that. Watched a lot of Bravo. Watched a lot of other stuff. You finally watched Heated Rivalry. How'd you feel about that?
I finished Heated Rivalry. Well, you know, I'm a total Scott Hunter convert. That episode number 3. Wow, that got. I was like, oh my God, I love it. I loved episode 3. I thought the rest of it was pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone was like, it gets so much better in episode 5 and episode 6. I was like, I am dying a slow death watching this. I'm not gonna lie. Every time Scott Hunter was on the screen, I was like, yes, the show's amazing. And then when he'd leave, I'd be like, okay, it was. I tried. I don't know. I mean, I thought there were some really sweet moments, and I appreciated the evolution of their relationship over the course of the show. And what was so funny is the guy who plays Ilya. I then saw, him do an interview with Seth Meyers, and then, like in real life, he's like, "Oh my God, we had so much fun doing the show, and it was like really fun." And like, "Oh my God, we didn't even know how to skate." We're like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo." I was like, "This is the same guy," and I was like, "That guy is." Give him an Emmy. He did a great job. He's apparently doesn't even speak Russian natively, so I was very impressed. I think for me the issue just was that, poor Hudson Williams, like, bless his heart. I kind of felt like he dragged the show down. I'm not gonna lie. I have to say it. I mean, I just felt like I know
he was playing a boring, robot. Person,
he was. I know.
Which I know he that did very well.
Bless his heart. I mean, I know that apparently in the books his character is actually on the spectrum and is supposed to have some issues with emotional resolution or whatever. But I felt like,
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that really.
I think they might have mentioned that. That would have kind of brought it home. Probably
it was. I felt like it would
have made more sense.
But
not in a mean way, but like just the way he was acting. Like it seems like if you told me that that's what he was going for, I would say, oh yeah, I get it. He did a good job. I mean, I think he did a good job. I thought of him as like repressed, just repressed and shy, which I think he did a good job. I mean, listen, you're gonna get like a sports nerd. I mean, I don't know what the reality of that is. You know what I mean? So I don't know how charismatic I expected him to be. I loved it though. I just loved it. So you just shut your goddamn mouth.
It was sweet.
Here's something I'll say is I love that it's like so many women into gay sex now. It cracks me up.
Yeah.
My niece, she is 17. She just turned 17. She's like, oh my God, Uncle, I'm so into Heated Rivalry, the books. And I was like, oh my God. If that's like that on TV, what are the books? I mean, the books must be just pure porn. And I was like, well, enjoy the butt sex. I mean, what the hell?
I wonder if the books also describe. I wonder if the books describe the sexual activities where it's something like Ilya moves out of the bed just so the sheet happens to cover his groin. I mean, every single thing. The amount of the way that they would move to not show any nudity was hilarious to me. But I do love
I get that. And that's how I move in my house too. Even from myself. I'm like walking, I'm like, oh, there's a mirror coming up. There's suddenly a plant in front of me. Like,
I love what the show did for us gays, though. I think it's great. I love that it's, for some people, it's like normalizing us. I think that's very important. I think the show's very important. And I loved the Scott Hunter stuff. I just I don't know.
I mean, it's normalizing the hot straight acting ones.
Yeah, exactly. But like that, like when you say, "Oh my God, my niece is," watching gay sex. It's not some freak show, And so, I did think that I think the show got better as it went along. But I also felt like, Yeah, I struggled a little bit. I can't lie. I know this will get me a certain amount of heat. I think that Dumois sassed off about the show, and then the show's creator was like very unhappy with her. I'm not saying that I have any sort of sway like Dumois.
I was going to say, I think we're safe.
I'm bracing for backlash. I accept it. I accept it. It did not.
Well, I hope totally Giselle doesn't hear about this because she is not very happy. Someone you don't want backlash from is Miss Giselle. Jesus. So let's get into some Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 15, The Rocky Road to Gay Butt Sex and Hockey. The Rocky Road to Sisterhood. It is the Colorado trip. We're back with Angel. Angel, colossal failure. Oh my gosh. This week we open and it got even worse. Spoiler alert.
I almost felt bad for her, honestly, in this episode.
I did feel bad for her.
I felt on the one hand that Giselle's fury was justified, but also felt like at a certain point, you've got to, like, this woman is apologizing and you can see she's mortified. Like, at some point you've just got to, like, you know, let it out and then just, you got to move on, Giselle. I don't know. I felt really, this is the first time I actually felt bad for Angel. All the other times this season, I felt like this is Angel making her own, making her own bed. But this time, I think Angel made her bed and didn't realize the room had no running water. And I felt a little bad for her. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel bad for Angel a lot. I mean, the last episode actually was when I stopped feeling as bad for her because those guys at the party and the whole way that they treated all the ladies, that really pissed me off. Like, I did not like that, and I feel like she was a part of that. So I didn't like that. But I was back to feeling bad. I mean, Giselle, just kick her while she's down. Why don't you? My God, it's like enough is enough with her. It was great seeing Quad kind of let Giselle have it. And she didn't let her have it, but she was just honest with her on Watch What Happens Live. And I loved it. Miss Quad.
And Giselle lied.
Yes.
Giselle lied. But you know what? We'll talk about that on Crappy Hour tonight, which is happening at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 East Coast time. By the way, we also have Amazon Live today, and that's going to be at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock West Coast, 7 o'clock East Coast. Come join us. I know many of you have the day off today. Happy Martin Luther King Day, by the way.
Yes.
And so come join us. If you're not normally able to join us, come join us today. Sorry, little plug, because I talked so much about heated rivalry. We forgot about our heated shilling for ourselves.
Yeah,
I feel bad now, by the way. I literally feel bad that I singled out Hudson Williams because he seems so sweet, and I singled him out for dragging the show
fine.
down.
He was hanging out with Ricky Martin all weekend. I just saw it in the
good.
trades.
Okay, I don't feel bad anymore. You know what? Sometimes it's like it feels like we have to have gay solidarity sometimes, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, am I being self-loathing? Am I being a self-loathing gay? I did think there were some very sweet scenes.
For fuck's sake. We are on to Potomac. Okay, you do not need to stop the hordes of the heated rivalry people. You're allowed to think some shit is boring. Okay, you're allowed.
Well, it was boring.
This is America. We pay taxes, and we are allowed to think gay things are boring just as much as we think straight things are boring.
Okay, good. Okay,
Being
good.
Gay
There
does
were
not
sweet things,
absolve
but there were
you
boring
of
things.
boringness. Okay. But I love all of you. Call me Heated
boring.
Rivalry Cast. Love you. If you need like a chunky insecure person storyline, call me. Okay, so we are Colorado, day 2, back to the truck with Angel, Kay, and Tia. They were in this truck a lot. We could have had an entire season of people just driving in the truck because everything's an hour and a half away from each other. So
seriously,
like just car conversations with Angel. So Angel's like, okay, everybody is talking about doing a sleepover, but I needed to check with Bobby first because, he's watching. I mean, yes, dads watch their kids. I watch my kids. It's not like I said he's babysitting the kids, because we see a flashback of Monique being like, watching your kids. He's a father. He should. Now, if he had said, I have to babysit the kids, that's something. But I think him saying like, listen, I've been with these damn kids all day. No, like, I don't want to, or get me some help or whatever. It would be a different thing. But she's like, I'm just saying he's watching the kids. What's the big deal? And commenting on it is you're crossing boundaries and you don't know me like that. And Tia's like,
Well,
oh, yes. Well, as someone with a decent bedroom, let me just say, let's not do that. Ooh, I love hot water. Mm?
yeah, I think it's okay to check in with your spouse, your significant other, to make sure, be like, hey, I'm gonna be doing this thing. I just want to get like a temperature check, because you don't want them to ever feel like you're just taking them for granted. You're just gonna go off and do your own thing, you know? But Angel, the way she sort of carries herself is that it always seems like she's like a little afraid of disappointing Bobby, or like she's like a little afraid of it all falling apart. Whether that's true or not, hard to say, but that's the way she's, at least that's the vibe she's giving out. So like when Monique said like, oh, like that's just what a dad does. A dad will take care of the kids. Like that's what dads do. And Angel's like, oh, she puts her hand up like, don't push it. Don't push it. It's like, whoa, okay, fine. I mean, yeah, maybe it's a little bit of an overstep for Monique to say that. I think Monique is also testing Angel to see if Angel has the same reaction that Monique would have had a few years ago, but I don't know. It's a little bit of a gray area for me on this front.
Yeah, well, also there's an argument that like you're at work. So your husband will be watching your children because this is your job. It's not your job to like go home at 5. Like this is a cast trip and you're hosting the cast trip. You will be coming to the pajama party. So
And
your
she's
husband will
also
be watching the kids. But I think they have a good
promoting.
read on her saying like, look, I don't know if I want to be around you people. You're all mean to me and make me cry. So I'll see how it goes tomorrow. And then I will use my husband as an excuse. Because listen, marriage is not easy. You have to wake up next to somebody after they've been farting at you all night long, you know, getting up in the middle of the night to pee, coming back into bed, ruffling all the blankets, you know, bringing the cold air back into the bed. You know, you have to put up with a lot when you're married, I'm guessing. And, you know, you should be able to use that person as a human shield. That's what I'm saying. So if she wants to use Bobby in that way, that is her God-given right.
And that's what's happening here. I think that she is just giving herself the opportunity to have an escape valve. I think also, like, not only is this her work, but they are promoting her Wonderland, you know, business by coming up there. So she's the one who's putting their brand on TV every single week on this show. So if Bobby can't, you know, look after the kids for one night, I think that's disappointing personally. But I think you're right. I think it's about something larger than that. I think it's that she just wants to have the opportunity to get away from this group if things don't go well in Aspen.
Because we saw Bobby and he was like, well, do you want to go? Like, go ahead.
She's also
you know, so this whole like, will Bobby let me is all bullshit. Because he's like, okay, but if you don't want to go, then don't go. Like, what do you want me to say? Do what you want. Like,
she's also a no person. She is always going to be the person where if you say, hey, do you want to go get dinner on Thursday? She'll say, I think I'm busy, but let me get back to you. She's always going to come at you with a no, and then she'll revise to a yes, because she never wants to be booked. She never wants to be programmed or locked down. You know, I know people like that. It drives me nuts personally as someone who likes to make plans. It feels actually kind of disrespectful after a while. Just say yes to me, you know? But I think I kind of get the vibe from Angel that that's just what she does. She's never going to commit until she feels comfortable, or she's like too afraid to commit like right away. Maybe because she is a slow processor. We've seen she's a slow processor by the fact that someone will say something to her and then like a week later she'll be mad about it. But I think that's just the way she operates. She likes to give herself like some buffer space to think about it before she actually commits to something.
Yeah, but then she loses me saying things like this. If I let them in on my relationship with Bobby, which is sparkling and wonderful, they better consider it a privilege. Ugh, shut up. Just be quiet.
Wow.
Wow. You know, consider me less privileged. I don't need the privilege. Keep it.
We don't all need to be privileged in this life.
Yeah, I don't need it. So now we go to the other car with Stacy and Jazzy, or another car. And Stacy's like, when you have kids, you have 2 beautiful blessings in your boys. You're going to learn. That's like the easiest excuse, you know? You use them as an excuse. Or you use them as something that you resent for not having the career that you could have had if you hadn't had them. It's all right as mothers.
Jazzy's like, yeah, I know. I'm the one who sets up the babysitters in our realm. Okay, realm's a bit of a strange use.
Jazzy's like, oh, I totally get it. I call the babysitters. It's rough. Do you know how rough it is scheduling babysitters to take care of children? I do it all the time. Totally get it.
In my realm.
I'm a 5-minute wag. Okay, I've been here 5 minutes.
So Stacey's like, yeah, I just don't know if I believe this about Bobby. And Jazzy's like, I'm not believing it. She said she would have to talk to Bobby. No, you have to talk to yourself and feel like you are coming. Like, and it's so funny because Jazzy, see if you feel like coming. It's funny that Jazzy's like, what the hell? Like her vibe is like, what the hell with Angel right now? When Jazzy's the one who also then narked on the other conversation with Monique to Angel. So Jazz is definitely playing both sides of the fence here, and she has not been clocked for it yet.
Yeah. So now the other car with Giselle, Monique, Wendy, and Ashley. And Monique's like, okay, well, look, I'm just making assumptions. I'm not saying her husband is a 7-foot-tall person that French presses her to death every night in bed. But these athletes, they make their money and then, they're like, I'm providing. Now you do everything else. And I didn't speak on her marriage. I was only speaking on her, only her. My concern was for Angel. And just because I know the weight of that, pun intended, it was a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight. And I know where that took me. I'm still expanding like something that was vacuum packed. I feel like a pillow that was squashed and vacuum packed and sent across the country and is still needing air to expand. That is how I feel.
Casper mattress that just arrived in its box, and now you've taken it out, and people are looking at me being like, I can't believe a whole mattress fit in this box, but it's just me expanding.
I feel like a seahorse in a capsule that was put into water and is now expanding.
I feel like an air mattress that someone's sleeping on, but you're watching the footage in reverse. You can only make mattress references. Sorry, everyone.
I like how many I love how many mattress references you have just in your back pocket. I'm just seeing so many flashes of your life. Like, wow, just running the hell out of the way. Wow. The second you cut that, we've all been there with the internet mattress. It's like, wow, how'd they do this? And you open it and suddenly it's like, boom, it's like pops out at you and expands all over you.
It is very exciting, that moment. It's also very like bulky and strange, and a lot has to happen.
It's terrifying.
If you think about it, it's actually one of the scariest moments in my life. But Monique is, I like that Monique is saying, she's saying like, basically my experience with Chris was that like everything revolved around him. And, I had to be careful. Like he makes all the money and then I had to sort of like cater to all his needs. Now, I don't know why she would think that about Bobby, just because they went to their house last night and Bobby didn't say hello and didn't stand up and didn't encourage his guests to stand up and didn't broker any sort of friendly relations between the guests and the women. I don't know why she would ever get the sense that everything revolves around Bobby. What a strange idea.
Yeah, the guys were rude, but I do have a thought on that. Just that in a way that was him showing solidarity with his wife. I think he's heard so much about these ladies being mean to his wife and just treating her like crap. And she's cried so much over it that he's like, fuck all of you. I think it was incredibly rude and a stupid move on his part because it just makes him look horrible, But I think that he was like, I think that was showing more solidarity than Chris ever showed.
Chris Bassett?
Yeah. I think that he was like, oh no. And not to say that Chris Bassett never showed solidarity, but I mean, she's saying like, I have to do everything. Blah, blah. In my relationship, I had to do everything. The husband's like in his own world, where I think in this one, you're seeing the husband actively stand up for his wife and be like, okay, I'm not going to be nice to you people. You've been horrible to my wife. Like, that's kind of how I took it. Because why else would they have acted like that? I mean, they were just assholes.
I mean, that's what I think as well. But I also think that's like shitty because I think.
Oh, I do too.
What you have. Yeah, I'm not saying that, like, that neither of us like obviously condone it, and I think it's very clear that he's like trying to have some sort of like protest. But I think it's like, what are you doing? You should be trying to set your wife up for success, and this is not gonna be it. What you do is you're friendly, and then you talk shit afterwards instead of just stand there and be rude, and then you're gonna what that's gonna do is get all of the people who don't like Angel just angrier at Angel, or not angrier, but like. More like
judgmental. Like you're adding fuel to their fire.
You're instead of fuel the shade, and
instead of being nice and contrasting, you show a contrast. Like we're nice, we're kind, we're opening, and they're still doing nothing but coming over here and starting drama. with my wife, you
Well,
know,
what you
instead
really
of
do is
giving them ammo. Like, oh, see, we said your husband was an asshole, and then here he is being an asshole.
yeah. Or it's not even that you act nice so that way they see that you're actually nice. What you do is you just act normal to show that you're totally unbothered by them and that they mean nothing to you. I think that's what you do. But like you don't if you're thinking I'm going to show them that they mean nothing to us by literally not standing up for them. It's like, well, okay, well, you're clearly bothered and you're doing the most right now by doing the least. So like, yeah, I thought that was such a like a terrible manifestation of disliking these women. Like that was just so wrong.
Yeah. So
And they
Monique's
got
like,
clocked.
well, yeah, Monique's like, well, you know, in the past I overextended myself and I did too much. And then that caused me to lash out at the people that didn't deserve it the most. And then as an example of someone who didn't deserve it, we see 2017 of Giselle being in her kitchen, in Monique's kitchen, going, oh, here comes the talker. Giselle was so fucking rude in this episode. She was so rude when Monique came on the show. She was rude to her for no reason. It was Giselle. She's been doing this for years, you know? And so she was being rude to her in her own home. And Monique comes over and she's like, oh, I can't stop talking, right? Don't be disrespectful in my home. And Giselle says, you're aggressive. And she's like, I'm not being aggressive. And she's like, and it's not a good look. And by the way, Giselle got kicked out that day. And my only point in going over all this again is to say that maybe you lashed out at people who didn't deserve it. Giselle was not one of those people. Giselle, as I recalled, did deserve it. So please don't go back on that, editors.
And then we also saw the famous umbrella scene with Robin and all that. And then, of course, we saw Monique and Candace actually at the hoedown or wherever they were. And this was the preceding the drag her, whatever, drag me, whatever.
Oh, drag you pregnant and all. Drag me, Monique. Drag me.
So Monique is like, I don't know what her situation is, but a lot of what I'm seeing is oddly familiar, you know. And I said that so clearly, so apparently. So Wendy tells me that the whole conversation got back to Angel already. And we see earlier today that Wendy has told Monique, you know, like, yeah, Angel knows everything that we said in that car. And they're like so jazzy. Jazzy said it. And Monique is upset because she's like, I would have liked to have been the one to tell this to Angel.
Yeah. So now Angel in her car is like, they don't know my husband and they don't know our marriage and they haven't spent time with us. All they know is that he doesn't know how to stand up. Sometimes. And I'm not going to answer. And Kierna's like, yeah, I don't even think that's a conversation. She goes, well, anyways, we're going to have a great day today. It's a new day. Everything's going to be great. Let's start this with some positivity. I'm taking the ladies in a private jet to Aspen. We're going to go to Kemo Sobby. I'm giving them a taste of things that I love to do in Colorado that make me happy. Well, I hope you're ready to have trauma attached to all of these experiences because
yes,
this is not going to be a good day.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Okay. Nothing good comes out of Kemosabi's on Bravo, and nothing good seems to come out of private planes on Bravo anymore. So buckle up. And then so we go back to the car with Giselle and Ashley, Monique, and Wendy. And Wendy is like, well, I wonder what Stacey and Jazzy are talking about. And Giselle's like, nothing. And then we go over to them, and Stacey's like, well, I'm trying to convince Timo to buy me a chicken coop. And Jazzy's like, you want a chicken coop? Yes. You know, so I can get fresh eggs for Arabella.
And she's like, yeah, I hear that dogs eat the chicken coops. And she's like, oh, dogs eat chickens? The most shocking thing she's ever heard. It's like reconsidering dogs, chickens. So Giselle and Giselle's car, she's like, oh, come on, Angel. We were rooting for you. Angel told us we were going to stay at her house number 1. She had no intentions of us staying there. She didn't have intentions of us staying in a house altogether. Okay, but you're supposed to be Miss Colorado, and you got ins in every pocket. So what happened? And Giselle's just going off about how bad this was. And even in her 20s, when she didn't have any money, she did not live like this. She was at least able to shit, shower, and shave.
Yeah, Giselle's really on one about this. I mean, I get it. Like, you have no running water. And you're on TV, so you can't shower. You're afraid you're not going to look your best. You feel like, you know, you're going to get judged and picked apart by all the Bravo people. So I get it, the frustration. And you're also elder statesman of the show and yada, yada, yada. And she's already annoyed. She's annoyed that Angel is going on about the catfish thing. She's annoyed that they're separated and that some people, the cool people, get to go to the nice house, and there's that too, that she didn't get picked for the nice house. Because you know that despite the fact that she's had a pretty bad relationship with Angel all season, she's still expected to be put in the nicer house if there was an option. So she's just absolutely furious about this whole situation.
Meanwhile, Angel's like, oh, it's going to be a great day today. We're going to turn it around today, guys. Cut back to Giselle. Death to Angel, death to Angel. So we go to the airport, and we see the Falcon 900, the jet. It's $8,000 per hour, you guys. It's a big deal. So the other ladies come, and they're like, okay, PJ. And everyone says hi and gets on the plane and all that good stuff. And Ashley's like, well, we made it. Not that you guys cared. Don't smell me. I didn't get to shower because, we didn't have any water. And Jazzy's like, oh, God. She goes, well, Angel's just like, well, good morning, ladies. I just want to say by saying I'm sorry about your accommodations. And Giselle's like, too late. Boo. Boo.
She is heckling. Too late.
Let me finish.
No. Let's not hear her out. We're not hearing her out.
Let's hear me out.
Too
Let's
late.
hear me out.
Too late. Too late. What's the number that comes after 1? Too late.
After 1, after 7, too late. Just add an L in there. It'll make much more sense. Wendy's like, no one even said, are you guys okay? No one said, is the water back? No one even fake pretended to care. And hey, we can send an Uber, and if you want, we could send it to you guys, and you could come take a shower at my house. I mean, that's what a host would say. That's what a host would say. They'd also say, we'll be back in 2 and 2. 2 and 2.
We haven't heard jack shit from you. Absolutely no way on a trip with all these ladies. I would leave them high and dry with no water to wipe our ass, to brush our teeth, to do a goddamn thing. It is fucked up.
To flush a toilet. Wendy.
First of all, let me apologize.
This is bad. This is really, really bad. Oh, my God. This is when we find out it got even worse. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they couldn't flush and everything. And so Angel's like, well, let me apologize again. I mean, Angel is basically she's the store manager. She's like, I'd like to speak with the manager moment. And this Angel just has to be like, well, let me be the first to apologize. We can give you store credit at the Airbnb. Here's the coupon. Can we give you a free dessert? What can we do?
No, I was like, you by no means. You cannot apologize. You couldn't even text, I'm sorry. And she's like, okay, maybe I should have reached out and asked them what they were doing. But I jumped into fixing mode. Okay, like I heard things were broken, and I wanted to rectify the situation. So she's like, I've been up since the crack of dawn working on a solution. And Giselle's like, so have we. So have we. Our solution: digging holes in the backyard to pooping.
And Ashley tries to jump in. She's like, you didn't call anybody? Nobody? You didn't text anybody? She's like, no, you didn't. You're too busy. And you didn't either, Kierna. You're too busy up her ass. Like, so now Kierna's going to get some on the side here. And Kierna's like, no. I'm on my own ass. Let's start there. I am up my own ass. Trying to take photos of the landscape for my new picture frame.
Kierna also not really improving. No, I'm my own ass. Let's start there. Okay. So Tia's like, well, I just thought I was just trying to process what she was saying. I'm leave me out of it. And Giselle's like, she's not saying shit. And Tia's like, well, they were upset with me, and rightly so. I mean, I woke up, I see Angel panicking, she's crying, and that was my immediate need. And, I take for granted that I had water to shower in, and also had water coming out of Tia's eyes that I could have showered in, with the other ladies had nothing, sure. But I was in the middle of an Eggs Benedict on the patio. Watching sprinklers going. I just didn't have time to think about the lady. Sorry.
When I saw the tears just streaming down Angel's face, I just went into panic mode. I just wanted to help her. Later, I found out those weren't tears. It was just the water left over from the shower that she had taken. A third of the morning, actually. So, you understand why I was distracted.
I was worried about the ladies. I said, let's all sit in a hot tub and talk about it. We'll take showers and drink gallons of water.
We were very lucky we had a professional come to the house to show us how to shave our legs. So we all took turns doing it multiple times.
And Angel's like, well, okay, I should have called you guys, but as soon as I was as soon as I was made aware of the problem, I began to try and find you guys a new house. And Giselle's like, well, Angel, I'm sorry, sweetie. Yeah, I'm sorry, sweetie. Speech is over. And she's like, or accommodations at the Four Seasons. And Giselle goes, don't you think I did that? I told all the girls, pack your shit. What we're not doing is standing in the projects because of Angel.
This is not the projects. It's
Yes,
not
it
the
is.
projects.
Yes, it is.
Well, the heat was at 90 degrees all throughout the house. Oh, no, sorry. Ashley's like, the heat was at 90 degrees all throughout the house. And then Wendy's like, yes. Monique woke up and her face was swollen. And Stacey goes, her face was double the size. A big giant face. Look at her face now. Now imagine it twice the size. Now imagine it looking ugly and ridiculous. That was her.
And Monique's laughing. She's like, shut up. My God. And Stacey's like, girl, you were looking crazy. I was trying to support you, but you were scaring me. You were like the monster under Arabella's bed.
Well, last night, ladies, I found out that there were issues with the water pressure, and the issues as well. And while you guys were at my house, we sent an electrician over to that house, and we also sent the property manager over to that house to make sure all was well. And I was informed that the water pressure was back up, and that there weren't any issues with the well or the septic.
So, okay. So she at least did something, right? But Giselle's like, okay, well, even if there was no water issues, you hadn't checked on us, and our asses are here because of you, and you are a horrible host. You're a horrible host. Like, so she thought, I mean, she sends the property manager over, and they're like, nothing's wrong. She's like, okay, nothing's wrong, and went to bed. And meanwhile, it's like turning into an oven in there, and then the water completely goes out to the point they can't even flush. I mean, this is really bad.
I would love to find this Airbnb. I would love to see if there's reviews on it. Like, we've never seen in the history of the Real Housewives such a bad Airbnb. We've never seen these sort of issues before. So Kierna's saying that she's like, I've been on a lot of these cast trips before. Okay, I've been in bunk beds. I've had to share a bathroom, and we see clips of like not amazing accommodations. And she's like, these ladies have been in the group longer than me, and this is not their first rodeo. Like, things happen. I get that's an issue, but we've had issues before. She's kind of like, these people need to relax. And normally I would actually be like, she's kind of right. But with that no running water, I think is a big deal. I think that's worthy of frustration. I also think, though, at a certain point, I don't think Angel's BSing them. I don't think she's being elusive. I think she is genuinely mortified. I think this is not how she wants, like her brand as the Wonderland, co-owner to look like they run a trip.
I mean, that's a whole other level where it's like she's supposed to be a vacation specialist, and this is not great.
And I kind of think that that's where Giselle is also going hard at her, because she's like, this is what you do. So I think like Giselle is like ready to just take her down in any way, and also take down her brand.
But the thing with Giselle is you're sitting on a private plane that this lady has chartered as well.
That's the other thing.
That's $8,000 an hour, and you won't stop. Like, I understand, the being pissed, but Angel didn't know your heat was on and couldn't turn off. She didn't know that everything broke back down. But their point of you could have called us to make sure is also valid.
That's a good point.
Like, you can't really stand up for Angel here. It's just that Giselle won't stop. Like, she's getting worse and worse. Like, this is fueling her to get worse, And so she just keeps going. And Angel's like, well, I have found you alternate accommodations. And Stacey's like, I feel like we should go where Giselle's going. And when he's like, I'm going where Giselle goes. And so she's like, well, where are we going? And she goes, ladies, I'm a Four Seasons girl, and I've called my Four Seasons people, and that is where we'll be going. And Stacey's like, oh my God, the Four Seasons. I don't have to pay for that, right? I don't have very much money. I'm not going to deny it. Have you seen my outfits on the QVC?
Do you think that maybe one of Angel's things is that she doesn't like being wrong, or she doesn't like being imperfect? Because, like, I can imagine a world where, Angel's whole thing is that she's saying, I didn't text because I was trying to solve it. And do you think that in her mind, she's saying, I don't want to text them and check in and things are bad and I don't have a solution for them. I want to check in and be like, this is what the new plan is. I'm so sorry. And like, it sort of kind of dovetails with how she treats Bobby in a certain way of like, I don't want to disappoint him. I want to make sure I do everything right. And I want to know the full picture before I do something. I sort of get the sense that that maybe that's how she's operating, and that's actually to her detriment because people don't want her to be like perfect. They want her just to be present, and like they feel like she's very guarded, and they feel like she's not giving her full self. And maybe that's what's going on with this group, with her.
Maybe, but why would she? She's probably afraid to call them. I mean, who does she have on her side over there? Literally nobody. Like no one likes her. So I'm sure she doesn't want to call and be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And then be like, "This sucks. You suck. Everything sucks." So
yeah,
she's
that's
just
exactly.
like, I'll call the property manager and make sure it's okay, and then I'll try and deal with them tomorrow. You know, I think is in her mind. I don't think she knew that it turned into the hell that it turned into. And then she mentioned earlier, she's like, you know, and then I was thinking like the Four Seasons, there's an alternate place, and Giselle's like, I called the Four Seasons, you know, so. I don't know if she knew that Giselle had already called the Four Seasons, or if she was going to call the Four Seasons for them, or if that was what she had arranged, or what was going on. But yeah, I think she was just like, well, shit, I don't want to call Giselle. I'll just trust the property manager.
She wanted to have all. Yeah, I think she just wanted to have all her tools ready, so that way when she did reach out to Giselle, she could be like, I've got this all lined up. So that way there wouldn't be an issue. But in the process of doing that, she actually made it worse, unfortunately. So they're all going to go to the Four Seasons, as we all knew, because we saw that video of the cast at the Four Seasons or last year. So Angel is, she's done. They've just kind of like destroyed her, you know what? And but now they're gonna go forward. Now they're gonna move forward on this plan and go up to Aspen.
Yeah, and Angel tries again, you know, because Giselle's like, this is the worst. In 10 years, we have been on some bad trips, but this is the Colorado, you're number one, nah. And Angel's like, okay, well, it's going to be a great time in Aspen, though. So once again, everybody, and Giselle goes, yeah, because of us, not because of you. Everyone's like, oh, God. Oh, God. And Angel says, well, we're on this jet because of me. And Giselle goes, well, I would rather have running water than a jet. She goes, so like fair. I was saying, it's like, well, being able to wash my ass is more important than a jet, honey. And she's like, okay, well, listen, my intention was never for you to have a poor experience. I just don't want you guys to have a bad time on my watch. So too late. And Stacey's like, we already did. Well, I hope we can have a great day, ladies. And Kieran goes, can we toast? And Stacey goes, Kay, what do you mean, can we toast? What are you saying? Nobody wants to toast.
Kieran was like,
well, I'm just like trying to really champion because like I know this trip means a lot to Angel, and I just felt like Angel was taking a lot of accountability, and I just wanted this to be a good time, and I apologize to you ladies for like not reaching out to you also on behalf of the fact I am your friend.
And Jazzy's like, okay, how about we toasted Giselle? And Ashley's like, there is no checking in. I mean, they are so mad, and they're still going. But Jazzy's like, no, toasted Giselle for getting us 4 seasons accommodations. Thank you, Giselle, for finding us 4 seasons. And they all cheers. And Angel is just like, damn, that was rough. I mean, the poor thing. I mean, it's been a long time since I feel like we've seen someone get really raked over the coals like that on one of these shows. Like, but that wasn't just like, oh, it was a fight. Oh, that was a thrash. Because normally when there is like a clash on the show, someone has like I'm right. No, I'm right. But in that case, Angel knew she was wrong. So it wasn't like a clash. It was just a bending over and taking it. And it was
a thrashing.
I felt bad for her. I felt bad.
So now we see footage from Ashley's phone. We're flying over the Rocky Mountains. And Jazzy tells us that for 11 years, she was a flight attendant. So she's done some domestic, international. She's been to a lot of places, okay? She's a low-key professional tripper, guys. So Giselle is saying, yeah, Stacey was sharing that she was bonding with me and Ashley. And, you know, we're in this Colorado air. We're in high elevation, so my eyes are super dry. And she says that she took her contacts out and she put them on her plate on the side. She's like, yeah, I didn't want to put them in my napkin. I mean, it was a proper napkin. I didn't want to take my contacts out and put them on the table. I mean, who does that? So I put them on the side of my plate. Let's just say my poop was seeing better this morning. My poop was seeing better. She ate her contacts.
She ate her contacts.
Hence the 2020 booty hole.
So they land in Aspen, and Angel's like, welcome to Aspen, everyone. I hope the flight wasn't too bumpy for everyone. Too late. Okay, Giselle. It wasn't that bumpy though. Too late. It was very bumpy. It's bumpier when you're not clean. So
We're going in sprinter vans right away. I would sprint away from this vacation to a private whiskey lounge. Oh, can I wash my ass with whiskey?
We already have some food picked out, and then we'll go right ahead to Kemo Sobby. More like Kemo too late because I'm not washed. Oh, okay, Giselle, that one doesn't even make sense. Too late. I already said it. Okay. All right.
Too late, Sobby, loser. Okay, guys, let's have an amazing day. So they get off, and Angel's just trying to recover. She's like, okay, well, every celebrity hits Aspen. It's just so fun. There's so many celebrities here. Rihanna, Kevin Costner, Kylie Jenner. Everyone comes to Aspen to play.
And Angel. Too late. Well, it is funny because the One Republic, I think, is from Colorado, and I wonder if they go to Aspen and maybe they sing their seminal song. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. Wow, I don't know how I pulled a One Republic reference there, but I did.
You did it.
I don't know. Sometimes weird times, right? So they're in Aspen, and ooh, it's nice. They go to a place called Stranahan's Whiskey Lodge, and they all sit down. They have some whiskey. They have everything. They have a strange bar menu. They have whiskey, they have vodka. They don't have beer. They don't have wine. They don't have tequila. And Ashley is like, what? She's like losing her mind by this strange selection. And so I was like,
yeah, because everywhere they go on this
again.
trip is something they can't have. You know, it's like, okay, welcome to this fancy restaurant where you can only have what we're telling you to have. It's like, what the hell? Can I have water?
But it's a whiskey lodge. It's a whiskey lodge. I think it's like, okay, if a place is called a whiskey lodge, that it's going to be primarily whiskey drinks, you know? But Ashley is like, but Ashley doesn't seem too mad because then she starts talking about like, well, you know, once whiskey gets hold of the girls, we all go crazy. So we get flashbacks to the Cayman Islands where we see Karen drunk on whiskey doing that thing like, I know how to, you need to know how to control your man's kiss. Do it like this. Just this thing with her tongue, and everyone just is like, oh, Karen, too much.
Yeah, but for the most part, these whiskey flashbacks of like, oh, look at the ladies getting crazy on whiskey was Robin. We got a lot of Robin being, you know, because Robin really does change when she gets some whiskey. So Ashley's like, I should have brought my flask. So they're making small talk, and Monique is like, oh, so is this somewhere where you and Bobby come? And she's like, no, we go like the après-ski areas. Like we go to this hotel called Little Nell. It's pretty famous. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
It's a small
She was
hotel
on Give
that
Me a
was.
Break. She was on Give Me a Break.
Yeah. Her mother hotel was raised in the wilderness and didn't know about human civilization or didn't have any language. And this is the smaller hotel version of that one, Little Nell.
So baby Jodie Foster.
It's great little hotel. Hard to understand it, but you know, give it some time and you'll make sense of it. So Stacey's like, well, are you guys skiers? She's like, no, not me and Bobby, but we're not good at that at all, you know? And she goes, well, guys, again, I just want to say, I know that you're not willing to accept my apology, but once again, I am so sorry for the accommodations. Okay, Giselle, you can say it. 3, 2, 1.
Too late. Thank you. It's like, but I take full responsibility, and I wanted it to turn out differently. And so they order drinks and stuff starts coming out. And Wendy's like, whoa, these are some Aspen deviled eggs? Are they different than regular eggs? And Stacey's like, there's quail eggs on top. Look at that.
Talk about yolks. Talk about whites. Talk about mayonnaise. Talk about mustard. It's a deviled egg. Oh, yeah.
Well, they don't taste like your auntie's deviled eggs, you know. And so Monique's like, so Jazzy, did you tell Angel the conversation that I had in the car with you all? And she's like, yeah. Because why? She's like, because I was concerned. And Wendy's like, oh, she was concerned about everything that happened when we said, you know, we want to have a sleepover. And you had stated that you needed to talk to Bobby about it. That's what happened.
So, and then Monique says, so basically, I noticed certain similarities between you and I. And my concern was that, like, I don't want you to get to a point where you explode. But, like, sometimes when you're doing so much and even your partner is contributing, sometimes it's, like, still not enough. And then you, like, get in girl circles and you're hard and you're defensive and you're ready to attack and defend because of, like, of what you're really already experiencing in the house that they may not be privy to. And if you've not been vulnerable in that way, I know what it took for me to get to the moment of awakening. I just don't want to see you in that position. So Angel's like, okay, so you're wondering if that's also my lived experience? Because I'm going to say lived experience a lot for the rest of the episode going forward. Is that what you're saying, my lived experience? I think that Monique doesn't know anything about my marriage. My husband pampers me to the nth degree by not getting me things and paying our rent in Potomac. And this is a depleted woman that you see here. This is a fulfilled woman who's very afraid to ask her husband if he'll babysit the kids for a night. So I think she should leave me out of it. I have abundance and happiness.
This is a woman who sits on an air conditioner while people are meditating. Okay. Does that seem like a scared person to you? And Angel's like, okay, no, that was just me saying I'm going to check in with him. You know, it's like a respect thing because they're his children, right? And they're my children, but I still use the verb watch. Okay. You know what I mean? Because that is a verb. He needs to watch the children. And that's a thing that people do. And Jazzy's like, well, I mean, I told you that was concerning for me, too. And Tia's like, well, that's what I use with Rob when he's watching the kids. What are you supposed to call it? He's tolerating the children. I'm sorry, but I'm going out tonight. Could you tolerate the children? Thank you.
Well, I use the word watch loosely because the last time that Rob quote-unquote watched the children, 65 teenagers showed up at our house and someone threw up red things on the carpet. So I don't know how well he is watching the children, but that's the word we use.
The only way he got to watch the children that night was the next day over a police cam video after the police were called to my home for child drunkenness. I had one swinging off a fan. I had one vomiting on the ground. I had my son making out with the mirror. So it was quite a night.
Jazzy is saying, you know, this was all concerning because the prior conversation where Monique shared her experience and she was wondering if the correlation could be also what she went through. And then Jazzy goes, as a wag myself, there are a lot of wags that have kind of lost who they are and the idea of becoming a wife. I, of course, am not one of those. I haven't lost myself in it. I just now use interesting language to describe the timelines of my husband because I'm a wag and I need to protect him. But anyway, I haven't lost myself in the wag pursuit.
I've not lost myself. In fact, any man that had children on me during our relationship would totally be fine, even if he wasn't a sports star. Okay? I've not lost myself at all. Where am I? Where am I right now? And Giselle's like, so you knew you were coming to Colorado. Why couldn't you have childcare taken care of? So this is not even a conversation. Nah. And she's like, I do have childcare. I have our babysitter until 9 o'clock, and we have her there tonight. And since we must know the babysitter's schedule, I need to discuss with my husband what I'm doing instead. And Wendy's like, well, the bigger issue is Jazzy. You know, Monique said multiple times, I want to have this conversation. And you did it for her. And she's like, at the end of the day, you get nothing for nothing. And that's the life of a wag.
She goes, Angel's my friend, which is funny because she was sort of talking shit about Angel earlier in the car. So Giselle is like, yes, but like, when did you all become so close? Because in Nevis, I didn't see it. And Jazzy's like, well, Angel has called me since I met her. And Wendy goes, off camera. She's like, yeah. She goes, and that is the issue. Like you can't call off camera. So as if Giselle does not call up, you know, the veterans and be like, this is the plan. Let's go after the newbie, make her trip hella.
Yeah. And Jazzy's like, well, Angel wanted me in her house and she just got Tia by default. And she goes, excuse me, how dare you? She's like, it's true. Well, where did that come from? And Angel says, well, I wanted Kay, Tia, and Jazzy in my house. Yes, I did. And I wasn't able to have a third accommodation like I thought. So Tia's like, oh, well, I'm sure she thought she wanted you there. But if she did, you would be there and I wouldn't. So I don't know how that's default. I think she made a choice that you lost. I'm sorry.
I feel like
they
that
said,
was
would you
code.
like Jazzy in your home? She wagged her head. No.
Do you feel like this was code that the producers were like, no, you're going to take Tia because we need to like create drama? Like Tia's like, I don't know, like see what sort of rift can come out of the fact that Tia gets chosen as not with the rest of the group, but like we don't want you to have one of the friend ofs. We will keep the friend ofs in the other house. Like something, I feel like she was speaking code about production when she described that, like the third accommodation like couldn't happen.
She's like, well, I wanted a third accommodation, but Bobby unfortunately took that room for another man cave. He needed 6 man caves yesterday.
Unfortunately, Bobby invited 4 men to the house who took up the rooms that you guys would have been able to have. So yeah, so Jazzy had to stay in Broke Down Palace.
Yeah. And so Jazzy's like, babe, use your brain. She goes, sorry. She goes, it was by default. It was by default. And Jazzy says that she's talked to Angel several times on the phone, and she never knew that her and Tia were that close. So when she saw her with Kay and Tia, she thought it had to be by default. Like maybe Kay advocated for Tia.
So Tia's
That's not
like,
what default means.
no, it's not what default means at all. And Tia's like,
Where on earth did you pop out from with that narrative? If Angel wanted you in her home, surely you would be there, no? And are you there? No. But guess who is there? Tia is.
I don't know why that was so funny to me that she said that in that way. So Wendy's like, okay, I just want you to stand on business and stop wanting, okay? Just say, look, I don't fuck with you, or you like that, okay? The people who I bang with is you and you. So you're in my house, stand on it. That's bullshit. Just own it. Be a better Real Housewife, okay? We're all trying to teach you here, and you can't seem to grasp it.
And Angel's like, well, I hear you, but that's bullshit. She goes, no, we all do it on vacations. When I have my vacation, that's who's in my castle. And this is who it's like. You know, you fuck with them. You know, those are your friends. So stand on it. And she's like, I did. I invited wanted to my house. And she's like, no. Because when I hosted the first women on the first couples trip in Chesapeake, I made sure to put Giselle and Robin and Giselle's booth on the second floor. Yeah, that was reflective of our relationship. So this Angel, like, da. She did. She is owning it. I mean, what the hell? What do you want from her? She's not going to do it like you guys.
Yeah, I think that's like, you know what it is? Angel, the way she speaks, I don't know if this is her being guarded with the women or if it's part of almost like new age therapy talk in a way, is that she sort of speaks in a, I don't want to offend anyone with my language, right? So instead of saying, well, I only had 2 rooms and I decided I wanted Kieran and Tia because I was closer with them, she says, well, the original plan was to have 3, but then it turns out we were not able to have that 3rd accommodation, and therefore that wasn't able to happen. And so as a result, Jazzy was not able to come. It's sort of like this almost corporate language, right? Where you're not going to offend anyone, but the way you speak, you're going to put things in the passive voice. Things happened. And I think they're just going to be like, I think what they're reacting to is like, just say, I only had 2 rooms and of course, this Kieran's going to be in there, and Tia seems interesting, and I wanted to get to know Tia, so I chose Tia, and the rest I put in there. Like, they just want her to sort of talk a little bit more clearly, and I get it, because I get that criticism too, and I understand that. So, and I understand why it's important to speak through it and be more direct.
I think it's just manners too. You know what I mean? Like, if someone's like, okay, I can only have 2, so I'm having these 2. Well, why? Why aren't you having her? I mean, who says, because I don't like her as much? That's rude. It's like, I like these 2 better than her. It's fucking rude. So
in real life, rude. On Real Housewives, it's what they want to hear. They want to hear directness, which is crazy.
But I don't think that they should. I don't think that they should always direct the way that they want someone else to talk. You know what I mean? Like, well, you should do it this way because you're on Real Housewives and you're supposed to say, I don't like her. That's not how she does. I mean, look, I don't think Angel's a great housewife. Obviously, this is just more proof of that. But the whole dictating how someone should treat someone else, it's fucking rude. I mean,
100% rude. It's 100% rude. But I think what this is also, what I think the larger point is that, like, this is how this group operates. And if you want to fit in, you've got to show to us. I'm not saying I'm approving of it. I'm just saying I think this is what the vibe is. It's like, we don't feel like you're a safe space for us. If I can apply, speaking of the therapy talk, if I can apply the things I've learned from my therapy to this, what I'm sensing is the women are saying, we don't feel like you're a safe space to us because there's something like guarded. The way that you are communicating with us is not the way that we as a group are communicating. And it makes us feel unsafe around you. It feels like you're holding back. We don't know. We can't gauge you. And therefore, we can't trust you. And I kind of think that's what's sort of going on. And Wendy's being like, you just need to be direct in what you're saying. Like, you don't have to speak with these sort of like circuitous sentences to make your point. Just say, I fuck with Tia, I fuck with Kiarna, and that's why they're going to be in my house. And the rest of you, you're in the Airbnb, and that's it.
But she did do that. They just want her to be ruder about how they're saying it. It's like you're not a safe space to us because you're not rude. I mean, I don't know. I get what she's saying. I was like, oh my God. I'm just like, at this point, like she's done so much wrong. The fact that you're getting me, not you, but they are getting me to stand up for Angel is like crazy because Angel is so wrong on so much of this. But I'm like, oh my God, just leave her alone. And Giselle's like, you wanted to give them your house, And Wendy's like, but those are your friends. And Angel's like, oh my God, I can't. Giselle's like, just stand on it. Just stand on it. they're all hounding her to just stand on business.
Yeah. So then eventually Jassy's like, are there hats nearby that we're going to shop? Can we go to the hats? Like, yes, let's go to Kemo Sobby. We're done here. So Angel's like, every time I open
we
myself.
just railed on Angel again for another half an hour. Let's go. Okay, now let's go to the hat shop, which is my idea. I'll show you the Kemo Sobbies.
Let's get hats. So Angel's like, every time I open up myself and say what my truth is, I'm met with this. And here's another example. So you guys believe what you want to believe. At this point, I don't care. I don't care. Which is actually, I think, the place that they wanted her to be in is to say, I don't fucking care what you think about me anymore. I'm sick of it. So Giselle's like, okay, whatever, hat time. So Angel's like, okay, let's go to Kemo Sobby. So they all start to get up from the table. And then, of course, Tia is like, she's like,
Well, I think that Angel's become a target, and I don't know why. I feel like a lot of times, a lot is thrown at her, and she does apologize, and it puts a pile on. And I think she's handling it as best as she can.
So then, I love, of all people, Ashley goes up to Angel. This is so fun. This is fucked up. Ashley, who's been part of the brigade that's been piling on Angel, is then like, hey, like, find your last bit of energy. You okay? Now she's going to be the consoling one. I was like, okay, Ashley.
Well, yeah, because Angel's crying,
Yeah.
And so Angel's like, I mean, I'm just spent, it's like, it's hard. And Monique's like, well, I don't think that you're realizing the gift that you have when you're hosting. You have the power and the control, but, the key to it is oversharing, okay? You can't be afraid of what you think people will think about you when they watch it back because people will see the human in you. And Angel's like, well, what I'm telling you guys is my truth. And it's like, you guys are acting like it's a lie. And I'm an empath. No, you're not, because an empath would have been like, is your ass dirty? Because you don't have water.
Yes.
You're that's not
She's
being
an
an
empath,
empath.
not a poop path.
You're feeling for yourself here in this moment.
Yeah.
And she's like, so it's painful to feel that energy when I'm telling the truth. And Monique's like, okay, like they're a little bit much on Angel, but she's got to be more open and vulnerable. And if they judge you and scream at you, who cares? At least you know that you're being who you are. And she's like, but I am. Like, she is being who she is. You guys just don't like it.
Yeah. So they are going to walk to Kemo Sobby's. Wendy is like, oh my God, my boots, because she's got tall boots with like little teeny tiny, thing in the back, heel. And so they're walking on cobblestones, stiletto heels, all that stuff. And Wendy is not happy about it, but they sort of make their way over and they arrive. So when Angel's like, everyone, welcome to Kemo Sobby, the world famous Kemo Sobby. I got my first cowboy hat from here that was custom designed here. I get all my pieces here. It's turquoise. There's mountain lion choker. There's vintage stuff. They're all like, we've seen this on Beverly Hills. We know what this place is. Can we shop now?
Yeah, this is basically like the Walmart of I mean, it's an expensive, but it's like we all know it, It's like Target. We've all seen it on TV multiple times. I mean, Jesus Christ, you walk in and Cynthia Erivo's like, we get it. We know what it is. So they go in and it's like the same workers there. It's like, hey, lady, shots. It's like the same ladies we've seen on every Housewives now. Kemo Sobby really has become, do you think their brand is diluted now?
No, I think it's probably better than ever. I mean, because they're in a few different cities, right? They're in Park City. They're in Jackson Hole. They're in all these like mountain western resort towns and everything. I feel like now we all know what Kemo Sobby is. I never knew. I think it used to be that if you were in those towns, you knew. But now we all know Kemo Sobby is. We know about Kemo Sobby is.
But does that kind of make it worse for like rich people things, Because I feel like when you go into a Kemo Sobby now, it's just all tourists. Like taking pictures. Like, can I put this hat on and try it on? Okay, I ain't buying it. I'll try it on. I saw this on TV. Kyle Richards has one of these. Started on fire. And how they burn the hats or whatever.
Yeah, but we also know about like Gucci and Prada and we know about all these brands, and we go down Rodeo Drive and we try things on. We say, okay, thanks very much. That was fun. Try on that blazer. Goodbye. So, it doesn't take away, because the point is that we may all be aware of it, but we're not going to buy it. But the rich people buy it. And that is the difference. So now they're all looking at stuff. They're looking at opal and turquoise and all this fun. It's like a big shopping scene, and Stacey's getting grossed out because there's a lot of animal heads on the wall, a lot of busts, and she does not like that whatsoever.
Yeah, and it's very expensive, obviously. So, they're trying on very expensive things. She's like, yikes. So Angel is still sad, and Kieran's trying to pep talk her, and she's like, I just want you to feel better. She's like, no, I'm not sad. So Kieran is like, this is like Neva's deja vu, but she's the host. And then we see the catfish clip again. And she's like, but I know her heart, and I know her intentions, and I know her original face. And I can tell you that all the progress that she's moved forward to try and build relationships, 10 steps forwards, 100 steps back. And Kieran is like, it's just frustrating because I equally feel responsible because you're my friend. And she's like, yeah, I get it, but they're just determined to misunderstand me. And it doesn't make me feel very comfortable even about coming back to Maryland. I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't. I hate the whole state now.
That is my lived truth. So is she kind of threatening to quit the show? That's my take on that.
You're not invited back to this show, ma'am. I can tell you.
It's not.
So if you're coming back to Maryland for this show, no. Wander back to the other land.
We've seen a lot of people where we've been like, oh, you're not made for this show. And Angel is one of the most not made to be a Real Housewives we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So then Stacey is talking to Tia about a belt and everything. And Tia wants to get a bolo tie. And then there's like joking because, she's spelling it. She's like, bolo, B-O-L-O. What's funny about bolo? But of course they show footage of Bolo the dancer in that weird half body suit thing he wore in the glass telephone booth while he was grinding on the bachelorette trip from Atlanta. Memories.
Oh, Bolo.
Good old Bolo. I'm glad he's found a new life. And isn't he on one of those Tyler Perry shows now? All the Queen's Men? About the male strippers?
Is he? I don't know. No,
I think so. Yeah,
I'd like to see his text messages from Tyler.
I know. I was like, who would have thought a hot, muscular guy
can't believe it,
barely has to wear clothing, winds up on a Tyler Perry show? That is just so. That's what a strange coincidence.
So Ashley checks out. Her total is $4,574.22, which is crazy. I didn't see Ashley spending that kind of money, but it's like the Housewives thing where we see how much everybody spends.
Yeah.
And then we find out we don't find it out, but Ashley announces, she gets behind the bar. She's like, for 3 years, I worked in hospitality and nightlife, and some of the best years of my life. I worked at this very exclusive membership lounge. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I was taking $1,000 a week in tips, and that's where I met my ex-husband. Oh my God, this just gets more romantic by the word. Just keep talking.
I know, seriously. Oh, I just can only imagine that origin story of like Gollum walking in to get some cocktails before he goes off to find the ring. Ugh. So then we see a flashback to Angel saying,
just here searching. The boobies are nice, but have you seen a tiny man with big hairy feet carrying around a ring? Anybody?
Do you have a cocktail called My Precious? Because I would love that right now.
I don't know how you found this place, but nice to meet you. My name is Ashley Baggins. It's like, wait a minute.
Ashley Baggins.
It's a stage name.
There's a small update. I think last week there was a Wagamama reference that I made on Potomac. I made some joke about Wagamama, and I said, oh yeah, those are available only in London. Well, because everything's about Bravo, it turns out that there are some Wagamamas in America. And there is a Wagamama in the DC area. And in fact, the former location of Oz restaurant is now a Wagamama. See,
wow.
So it all comes together.
Look at that.
A few people wrote in about that. That's pretty cool.
Jeez, it's like the cast of Bolo's new show. It all comes together.
That is correct. That's just the casting process.
Angel's like, not you being a bartender, which she already knew because she said that Ashley used to be her bottle girl earlier in the season. So Ashley is going to make everybody a shot called a pink pussy. And
orange, but that's okay.
They're like, why is it gray?
Yeah, she's like, it's the pinkest, the wettest and the juiciest shot. And everyone's like, oh, okay. Thanks, Ashley.
So Tia's like, oh, Monique, would you like to sip some of my pink pussy? She's like, no, I'm strictly dickly. And Ashley goes, you know what? Pussy is allergy free, so everybody can eat it and be happy. And I was like, no, it might be allergy free, but some are cleaner than others. And everyone groans.
Yeah.
So now everybody gets in a circle and starts shouting how much money they spent. And I cringed.
This was a weird moment.
It's one thing on Housewives when you're like, oh my God, look how much money they're spending. Wow, Dorit spent $400 on a kaleidoscope. Crazy. But they don't all stand in a circle and go, how much did you spend? $4,000. Oh, yeah. How much did you spend? $5,000. Oh, yeah. I'm so embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed.
The producers are trying to make something happen here because nothing has happened on this trip yet. And honestly, that's largely because the trip has barely been able to sort of get off the ground because of the Airbnb situation. So Ashley bought a turquoise belt for $4,000, and Kierna got some custom Kemo sneakers for $13.50, and Tia got her bolo for $5.41.05. And then Giselle, she's like, well, you guys, I told you I got my second holes. And she's like, oh my God, you're doing anal now? No, that's not what that means. And we see a flashback of her getting her ears pierced with her daughters.
Yeah, it was great. And then she spent $1,000, and then Cam bought her daughter $1,000, and she's like, because not only are we rich, our kids are rich too, all right? So thank you, Black Excellence. And we see that she spent $225. And Jazzy got a custom hat, and that was over $1,000. And Angel's like, I got a turquoise bracelet for $14, and then I got Bobby a turquoise knife, and that was $1,200 for a grand total of $2,600.
Wow, that's like a week of rent in Potomac. So Jazzy then, so they're like, okay, well, this is exciting and fun and everything. They're like, what about you, Stacy? And she's like, well, this is what I got. This was a great experience, and I love this place. I am not rich, so I didn't buy anything. They're like, yes, you are. You're rich. And Angel goes, you're rich in Jesus. She's like, okay, I know how to stay rich. All right. And we see a clip of when they went bet, like go to the horse races when someone gave her $20. Kay gave her $20 to bet, and she just pocketed it. She's like, I'm not gambling this. I'm keeping this $20. This goes in the safe.
We'll be keeping this. So Monique's like, yeah, I'm not rich, I'm wealthy, and I brought my fine ass up here, so that's where I spent my money. I spent it on travel. And Giselle's like, okay, we know this is a new Monique, because when she was married to that Chris, she was spending money. And then we see clips of Monique being rich as hell. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens. So
Giselle's like, I like her now. She's been brought down to Portland. I've spent more than Monique. I can be friends with her now.
So Angel's like, okay, everyone, one more surprise. We're going upstairs to the VVIP. So they're just ascending to like more exclusive bars in Kimosabe. So now they're going up to the rooftop, and there's a rooftop bar and everything. And Jazzy, by the way, she finally gets her hat. They show it and everything. They're getting their shots. They're doing shots to blossoming friendships, yada, yada, yada. And guess who should arrive at Kimosabe's VVIP outdoor rooftop bar? It's none other than, hello, it's Mauricio. Hello.
Oh my God,
hey,
it's me, Mauricio, here at the top of Kimosabe. I can't believe you're at my second home, Kimosabe. Yeah, I love Kimosabe. You can buy yourself some hats, and I hope you're all happy here, ladies.
All happy here. It's so disappointing. Yeah, brought Camille over. You can go home now, Camille.
He's like, what are you doing up in my space? And they're like, oh my God. He's like, oh, hello, Giselle. What are you doing in my town? And Ashley's like, oh my God, he's a single man now. And they're like, oh, hi, Mauricio.
You know, it's so funny because like a lot of people on the internet, you know, we're a catty community and everyone's like, you know, Mauricio was the hottest husband, but now he's just like midlife crisis ick, right? Like, I mean, hello, actor age, like he's not as hot as he used to be. Look how old he looks now. And it's just funny because while like the Bravo community is like, oh my God, Mauricio looks old now. Ash is like, oh, my pussy's wet. Like, you know, like she is so excited that he's looking older now. She's like, just my type. Yes.
And he owns the agency, I'm sure.
And there's that.
It's also pretty attractive to Ash.
Rich old guy.
Yeah. So also thirsty Mauricio just showing up at Kemo Sobby. It's like he just pops up. He's just hanging out there just waiting. Where's PK? You know, he's somewhere around there. Like, I didn't want to play a game of dice. Huh?
He's at Carvel Sabe. So Mauricio is there
Kemo
with all his
Flaskies.
Kemo Arby's. Mauricio's there with all his midlife crisis jewelry, etc. And he's like, "Hello, hi everyone, how's it going?" And Giselle is explaining that Mauricio is married to Todd Richards, Beverly Hills. It's like she's like, I don't want any Beverly Hills Potomac drama. Okay, only Married to Medicine. Only gonna have drama with Married to Medicine. Too much for one night. So she's basically saying, like, hands off, everyone. We're not going to go down this path. Kyle has a lot of sway at the network.
And Angel's telling Ashley, oh, he's giving you the eye. And she's like, no, Giselle, he was speaking to her. He's a single man now, okay? And Stacey's like, I like the salt and pepper. Oh, well, my daughter's out here for a bachelorette party. So, you know, I was just passing by. I said, better come up and say hi. You know, I love being surrounded by such gorgeous women. And Ashley's like, oh, I was literally sitting with Kyle like 3 weeks ago. Yep, we were on the same bus to a BravoCon thing, the same car. I was in the back, I was in the back seat. She was in the way back. And I just kept turning behind her saying, hi, I'm Ashley. I don't know if she was doing this thing. I don't know if she was waving or just swiping her phone like a wave, but we're close. We're close.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then Angel is like trying to be like, wealthy Coloradan to wealthy Coloradan. Mauricio, have you ever been fly fishing? He's like, well, of course. Do you love it? Like other rich people do? Like me and Bobby? He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, did you guys all go fly fishing? Is that what happened here? Is that why you guys all smell like that? No, long story about the Airbnb. Too late. Too late.
Did you go fly fishing? Why are you talking about fly fishing? She's like, I'm taking them tomorrow. He's like, oh, amazing. Yeah, it's the best. You're going to go? It's so much fun. Fly fishing. Wow.
He has nothing to say about fly fishing. He's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like fly
Why are we
fishing?
talking about
like,
fly
yeah.
fishing? Wow.
Can I go fishing in your fly? Oh, did I say that out loud? What's wrong?
And Angel's like, Wonderland's fly fishing experience offers luxury accommodations, a chef with an open fire mill. It's
Bobby.
the quintessential Colorado experience, and I just want to be able to show that to the ladies.
So you have to get your hands dirty. Like, have you all gotten your hands dirty before? Again, we've already discussed this early in the day. Hands have been dirty since last night.
I've got my hands dirty before. Are you going to be out tonight, Tiger? And he's like, oh, I'd definitely be out tonight. Probably not fly fishing because who does that? But, I'll be out. And Stacey's like, where are you going to be? Oh, my God, calm down over there. He's like, I'm completely alone tonight. Oh, poor me. I'll probably be here at Kemo Sobby waiting for people to come through and ask for my picture. I don't know. Is that sad? What's sad? That or fly fishing? Which is sadder?
Just look for the gleaming white light in the northern sky. That's just starlight reflecting off my teeth. And I know where I am.
So Giselle's like, Mauricio is off limits to both of us, to all of us. And Jazzy's like, don't let your friends keep you from your husband. And Stacey's like, girl, boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. So Ashley is like, you're the best wing woman. I also the worst. So Stacey is like, she's trying to get Mauricio and Ashley together. And she explains, the more occupied Ashley is with a man, the less time she will have to investigate me. So let's hook this up. And I am for it. Like, why not? Like, why not get Ashley and Mauricio together? There's no rules about that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess it's kind of a violation of Bravo girl code, but I'm sorry, Ashley's on her own show, and she is within her right to go after Mauricio.
Yeah, Carl left Mauricio. He can do whatever he wants. So he leaves. He's going by and Stacey's like, oh my God, you have to follow him, Ashley. Get over there. And she's like, oh my God, who is this woman? This isn't that prim and proper QVC woman with bad breath. This is a homegirl. I like this side of her. Well, yeah, of course you do. She's trying to get you some dickly. So Monique's like, wait, where did they go? And he says, did they follow Mauricio? What, Ben?
Oh, I thought you were asking me where they went. I was like, oh, they went to a room, Ronnie. They went to the stairwell. So yeah, they're following after her, and they're basically, but Giselle is basically cock blocking, etc. And so Mauricio is like, so yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow to Steamboat Springs, and then yeah, that's it. So like right now, I'm just like wandering around looking for a watering hole because apparently my daughter said I can't go to her bachelorette party. Which is too bad because I flew all the way out here for it. But I guess she doesn't want any of her friends to hook up with me again. So,
yeah, it's a shame because I already like matched with 4 of the girls on Hinge. But whatever.
Oh, well, Steamboat Springs it is. So Giselle's like, okay, Mauricio, we're going to let you go because these ladies here are a hot mess. And I don't feel like having to talk with Kyle Richards on our road trip about the situation for an entire 3-week shoot. Okay, thank you very much.
A hot mess? What do you mean a hot mess? And Ashley's like, excuse me, Giselle, that is not an accurate representation of us. She goes, kind of is. Okay, keep your tongues in your mouth, ladies. Let the man leave.
So Ashley's like, but don't call me a hot mess in front of him. I mean, he runs the agency. He's like, okay, we're going. She's like, we're in Kyle's world. She's in our world. You know what I mean? Girl code.
Enough time has passed. He's ripe. I mean, look at the man. He's got age spots on his hands. Come on.
Well, I've watched Beverly Hills, and there are enough men out here in these streets to not recycle somebody else's that's in our circle. But he's a silver fox for sure, and he's getting a bigger, dicker energy. He knows it too. Look at his shining white teeth.
And you see Mauricio.
So Stacy's like, we don't want to be messy, but I will go downstairs and get his number. And she's like, do you want to smooch him? And she goes, no. And Giselle's like, well, I've always wanted to smooch. And Ashley says, I don't want Mauricio, but for the future, for another man, And Stacy's like, I don't play. I just want you to be happy, Ashley.
Okay, but we know Ashley would take Mauricio in 5 seconds, everyone. No, I wouldn't. No, I said no, Ashley, no. You, what's your name? She's like saying to Stacey, like, let's go. And she's like, my name's Stacey. Okay, Stacey would take Mauricio, okay, but not Ashley.
She goes, I would take Timo. So now they're doing caviar bumps. And Wendy's like, what type of bump is this? And they're like, it's a caviar bump. She goes, what in the drugs? She goes, no, it's caviar. You put it on your hand and then you lick it off. And Stacey's like, that looks like boogers.
So then they do caviar bumps. Kieran showing them and everything. And then they're talking about how it's followed with champagne normally. And then Giselle's like, Wendy, I told them that's nasty. Put it on a plate and eat it like a normal person. Angel and Kay, I know y'all had water, but are your hands clean? Like, I don't know why you're licking caviar off your hands. There's plates here. This is disgusting. I get it. I've done the bumps. I don't like doing it. I actually don't like licking them off my hand either, because then you wind up with like weird sticky fish residue on your hand. I'm like, yeah. I also would like a little bleedy, please, if I'm gonna do something.
I'm there
like
for the carb. I'm there for the cracker. I'm there for the potato pancake. I'm not there for my hand.
Chip, anything.
Yeah, something.
On my hand. I don't like to lick my hand. Like, this is a hot take. I don't like licking my hand. I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like how I've got saliva on my hand afterwards. It's just not something I enjoy doing.
So Giselle's like, okay, so I have an announcement, ladies. So because I had a kind of take over the trip, as we all know, I brought us here to Kemo Sobby after I flew us here on a private jet. Angel's like, wait a minute. She goes, wait. So we have an executive suite at our hotel. So the question is everyone coming? Because I've hooked up the Four Seasons and we're having dinner there this evening. And he is like, well, the question is everyone invited? Or are we going to have to send Jazzy to a Best Western or something? Because I wouldn't mind that. Everyone's invited. But we also have brunch in the morning at the hotel. And Angel's like, wait, but we have to see the schedule because we're supposed to be out early to do the next activity tomorrow, which is Angel's big Wonderland.
Like it's the fly fishing
thing
that she's trying to hype up with
Right.
Mauricio. And Giselle's like, well, so the statement is we're gonna do brunch and potentially go home. And Angel's like, no, we're not doing that. We have another activity tomorrow. She goes, well, it's up to the ladies. So Giselle is not only taking over the trip, she's actually closing out the trip. She's like, no, this is it. It's over.
Yeah, Giselle's
No.
like, okay, you mess with us, then not only am I going to give you shit for the entire last day of your trip, I'm going to ruin your free advertising, which you're trying to get from the show, and none of us will be promoting your stupid business and your smoke-cooked salmon, which we've already had. So we don't care about that anyway. So no, we're not going to be doing your trip tomorrow. And she's like, wait a minute, you can't do that. She's like, oh, yes, I can. Nah.
She's like, I've got my hat from Kemo. I am set. I think you do the fly fishing. You fix the accommodation. You fix the thing that was wrong. You see out the trip. You do the fly fishing because then you can complain about the fly fishing afterwards. I don't think they're going to go home early. I feel like that's not something that's going to happen. But wow. It's sort of a funny episode because it was like so crazy, the pylon. And then they're like, okay, we're going to press pause and we're going to watch them shop for about 25 minutes and then talk to Mauricio and we're pressing resume and we're back to the storyline. But yeah, what do you think? You think they're going to go home early, Ronnie?
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Sneeze. Sorry, I got you right as you were sneezing.
I know. I don't know. Did they say it was the season finale?
They
Next
did
week,
not.
it didn't say that, right?
Shockingly, they did not. I assumed it would be the season finale. It's not. We'll see what
I kinda
happens.
did too.
But in the meantime, we will talk to you all later. We got Crappy Hour coming up later tonight and our Amazon Live thing. So join us for both of those. And we'll catch you on the next episode of Watch What Crappens.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.